Okay, day 5 recap. Yesterday was a long day, but it was awesome. So we started in Granada, right? We woke up early in the morning and had to be out by 6:30, and caught a taxi to the train station, and then got on the train, and we were able to sleep on the train, which actually felt really nice.
It was awesome.
To know we could close our eyes and not have to worry. It was great.
Yes, it was. And the countryside was beautiful, the things that we did see when we were awake. And olive orchards everywhere again. And
3 things: olives, grapes, and almonds. Just everywhere.
Absolutely everywhere. Which makes sense why they always have almond-based desserts, and they have so much wine, and then olive oil. So space for everything. And then we got to Madrid and did not get off the train fast enough, so we had to wait for the next stop and figure out what we were doing. We ended up, didn't we get a taxi?
Yeah, we went to a train station too far because we didn't get off in time. So we got a taxi, and it took us to the temple. And the taxi driver was really nice.
He was super nice. And then we went from there we went into the temple. Well, the used to be the MTC, and we were able to get changed. And
it's like a hotel now for patrons.
For temple patrons. And so we went in there to get changed, and there was this big group of American kids who were in there. They're on a big trip, and they had come in to do baptisms. So that was fun. There were probably 30 of them or something. They're from a school in Utah. And while we were there, before we changed, we got into the elevator to go down, and the elevator didn't go down even though we pushed the button for it to go down to where we were supposed to get changed. It went up, and we were like, what is going on? And then as soon as the door opened on the next level, Josefa, who I knew from Granada, and she got into the elevator, and she kind of glanced at me, and then she was like,
She did a double take.
She did a double take, and she was all excited, and gave me besitos, and she's working there on the temple grounds. They're in charge of the hostel, and anyway, so we talked to her for just a minute. She was busy. We were trying to get changed and everything, and so we could only talk for just a minute, but I was able to see her, and she recognized me without me even saying anything, which was awesome. And then after we got changed, we met up with Mari Carmen Giron and her 3 children.
Oh, and I love those kids. They're so cute.
Yeah. They're 8, 7, and 5 years old.
And the 7-year-old turns 8 in May, same month as Eliza, and so we got to talk with her about that, and she kind of felt connected. That was really fun.
That was really neat. Just very, very cute kids. And we talked to Mari Carmen for probably about an hour out on the temple grounds, and just really caught up, and I'm just so proud of her and how she stayed active in the church. She went on a mission. She's married in the temple, loves the gospel. She's just solid and incredible. And the missionaries in the church that's right there next to the temple, they were having a big zone conference, and we saw all of them and the mission president, and it was a great time there. And then after Mari Carmen left, we went inside the temple and to do sealings.
And the temple is beautiful. The grounds are gorgeous. The inside is so pretty. And sealings was pretty fun. There was a man, he was Spanish, and he was the sealer. And but he spoke English, he spoke Italian. He was really, really neat. It was really fun to do sealings in the language of the people. and there were some of the sealings that we did were for Spanish people, and so that was really, really fun. The sealer, he asked us where we were from, and we said the United States, and I said Idaho is where I grew up, and everybody goes, Boise. I said, yeah, that's where I grew up, and then so apparently Boise is famous among at least among the Latter-day Saints in Spain. It's probably because of the RM, like, I'm going to Boise, Idaho. Right? Anyway, and so the sealer said, oh, the missionary who baptized me is from Boise, and I've lost all contact with him. And I asked what his name was, and he told me it was Brother Weaver.
He wrote, yeah.
And anyway, and then he said, oh, but he lives in Mesa now, and I can't find him. And I said, well, we're moving to Mesa. And he just was like, oh, please help me. And so he wrote down all of his information. So we're going to look him up. Gary Lee Weaver. Gary Lee Weaver is his name. So we're hoping to find him and help them reconnect. That'd be really fun.
That was awesome. And then after sealings, we went, got changed, and asked if we could go see the baptismal font, and
in the celestial room.
Oh, and we went to the celestial room.
Wow.
Wow.
The dome, that's my favorite part. There's like where the chandelier hangs down right in the center of the room. Right above that is a dome, and it's all gold and rose colored. Rose and dome. Sorry, rose and gold.
In the dome.
In the dome. It just was gorgeous. Pomegranates and roses just in gold layout. I don't know how to explain it. Just incredible. Incredible.
That was amazing.
Yeah, so pretty.
And then the man who took us to the baptismal font, he and his wife were on a mission. They're from Pleasant Grove, and we got talking to them, and he and his wife know Kirk and Karen.
They're really good friends, he said.
Super good friends. He has all these amazing memories of like Allison and Gayleen when they were little, and so that was fun. And
Brother Leatham.
Yeah, Leatham. And then just before leaving, we just asked, about Josefa's husband, Teofilo. We knew he was working in the temple. We hadn't seen him. So we asked Brother Leatham about Teofilo Mellado, and he said, oh, I do know him, and he called on the phone and didn't tell him why, but told him he needed to come down to the desk, and so he had us wait right behind the desk for him, and we saw Teofilo come walking down, confused, not knowing why he needed to come down, and he went out to the front desk, and I went up behind him, and I said his name, and he turned around, and he totally remembered me, and he just, and he told me that since they've been working in the temple, that they've had a lot of surprises, but never a surprise as far away as we are. And
this man is classic. He's like the classic old Spanish dude.
Oh.
Just his eyebrows, like, just crazy, and he speaks so fast and so mumbled, and you can't understand a thing he's saying, but you can pick up. Well, I couldn't anyway, and Amy had a hard time when she was on her mission, but so sweet as well, just so sweet.
Very, very loving, and just, it was beautiful.
Yeah, I loved him. It's fantastic. Anyway, so then that's when we left. We went and got changed, and then we got on the metro, on the subway, all the way to the airport, and said goodbye to Spain, and said hello to Italy. Got to the airport in Torino,
and he kissed the ground.
I kissed the ground. I was so grateful to be back on Italian soil. It was awesome. I cried as we were coming into the airport. Just thinking, I thought there's a part of me that thought this would never happen, and I just was so grateful. Anyway, we got to the airport, and our hotel was supposed to set up a private taxi to pick us up, and nobody came. So we waited and waited and waited, and finally just got another taxi and came to the hotel. But on our way, we realized why the other taxi wasn't supposed to come get us. So there was a man named Andrea who was our taxi driver. He's probably 30, and we started talking, and the church came up because I was a missionary here, and he has a cousin that's a member of the church, and he started asking questions, and I got to teach a first discussion and introduce him to the church. It was awesome. Testified of Joseph Smith in the Book of Mormon, and invited him to come to church and to be with his cousin. It was a great discussion. It was really, really cool.
It was very genuine. It was awesome. It was awesome. And it was midnight, and we were exhausted.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
That was an
But
impressive
I don't think I'll ever
experience.
forget sitting in the back seat and looking in the rearview mirror, and every time we were at a stoplight, he wasn't just listening, he was looking at me, and our eyes were locked, and he was really listening. So I hope something touched his heart and he'll do something about it. Then we went to bed, and today
We slept in.
we slept in. And day one in Torino, we are going to go explore downtown, Torino Centro. And there's a lot downtown to see, a castle and some military fortresses and cathedrals and an awesome walkway that we used to proselyte on. We'd put up signs and try to stop people and teach them. And then there's the Mole. It's the tallest building in this part of Italy, and it's an old Muslim building, and been turned into like a museum and stuff. And anyway, we'll show you pictures. It's awesome, and I can't wait to go there because I never got to go there on my mission, so I'm excited to go in there. And then we'll eat dinner somewhere at a pizzeria or something and get some gelato, and that's our plan for today. It's gonna be great. Love you guys. Ciao.
Ciao.